Hey everyone, it's Tammy at Walnut Creek Bath Boutique. Today I am making some deodorant balms. Now, I started making all natural deodorant about a year and a half ago, and I've just always kind of struggled with the consistency of the stick. They would turn grainy, they would be like really soft, or then another batch I'd try and it would be really hard to where it wouldn't melt and you're like scraping your skin off trying to get the deodorant on your skin. So what I did was I bought a formulation off of Etsy. And I will link the formulation down below. I will let you know what's in it because obviously it's on my ingredient label, so you're going to know what's in it. But I won't be able to give you the formulation because I bought it. And it's a deodorant balm. I'd never really considered ever considered a balm because it just kind of weirded me out a little bit. I don't know why, but this deodorant balm is awesome. I love this deodorant balm. It has, yes, you have to put it on with your fingers, but it has a really dry end feel to where you don't feel like you have to wash your hands or wipe off greasiness off your fingers or anything like that. It has just a really great dry end feel and it really works well. My husband loves this stuff. I have sanitized my table. I've sprayed off all of my containers. I have all of my ingredients measured out and ready to go. And I also have these little pots. I think they're like 5 or 10 gram pots, maybe 10. I have 20 of those left. I've had them for years. A friend gifted them to me. And I am going to make some samples for the salon that I have my products in. And I'm going to take them some samples for their customers. And also off to the side here, I have some just tins that I have an X on. And these are what I have actually used. These are my personal tins. And I've just sanitized those and I'm going to fill them and reuse them. So, I mean, it's not like I would ever sell a used tin, but for my personal use, I will reuse those. And yeah, I'm gonna get kind of my hairnet on and my gloves back on, and I'm gonna melt my oils, and when we come back, we'll talk about the ingredients and what they do and why they're in there, and then we're gonna just make some balms real quick. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. This is all melted down. In here, I have some safflower oil, olive oil, and coconut oil. So coconut oil is an antifungal and an antibacterial, so that's great for a deodorant. I have some stearic acid for just stability. And I have Olive 1000, which is an emulsifier, but it's very moisturizing and gives a great end feel for the product. I have cetyl alcohol, which is an emollient, so that great end feel that we're going for. It also gives structure and stability to the product. I have some jojoba oil just because why not? It's great for your skin. I also have in here the star of the show, which is the zinc resinolate. So I use the pellets for this. You can buy liquid too. But the zinc resinolate is a naturally derived product made from castor oil and zinc oxide. And it's what gives the deodorant its odor fighting capabilities. It traps and absorbs odors. So you can't hardly have a natural deodorant that works without that zinc resinolate. I have this heated. It's very thick. And it's now down to about 166. I had it up to 190. But I need to add these powders into here, and I don't think this is going to be quite big enough because I ended up tripling my batch today. I was worried about this being big enough. So I'm going to transport this to a different container before I add my powders. So give me just a second to do that. So in this bucket here, I have some diatomaceous earth. It is a food grade product, and it is extremely absorbent. And it's far more gentle than baking soda. So I know baking soda in this deodorant. I hope you're in camera. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I also have zinc oxide, which is very good at combating body odor, and it's very soothing to the skin. And I have magnesium hydroxide powder. It's the active ingredient in milk of magnesia. Fun fact. Okay. Let's see. also have arrowroot powder in here, which is really good for your skin too. And again, better than the different powder. I mean, you can put all kinds of powders in these things, but I like arrowroot powder instead of tapioca starch and instead of like baking soda. Arrowroot powder has a lower pH, where baking soda has a really high pH, and no wonder that can be so irritating to your underarms. All right, so you can see this is super, super thick. I'm trying to get it to where you can see what I'm doing here. Lots of shadows. God, I can't figure out my lighting. I spent so much money on these lights, and I cannot figure it out. I need somebody young and hip to the ways of this to figure this out with me. All right, it's kind of a messy process. I'm going to try to be really clean on camera. More so than I usually am. How about that? All right, I have to stick blend this, and it's getting really thick on me. I will probably have to stick it back in the microwave for a few minutes. A few seconds, actually. Okay, that very thick, but now it's really, really smooth. So this stick blender is awesome. I love this thing. The only problem is that it doesn't attach. It doesn't stay attached, if that makes sense. It wants to come off the handle a little too easily. But other than that, this thing is great. All right, I need to add my cool down ingredients and stick blend these in. So this is my vitamin E oil, which just helps all the oils and ingredients I put in here. It keeps them from going rancid. It just increases your shelf life. I also have some Optifin Plus in here. So I am going to stick blend those in real quick. So the great thing about this recipe, not only, because it's an awesome product that I'm so happy I found, but a great thing about it is you can make up a huge batch of this and put it in a sanitized container and this put it on your shelf. And then when you're ready, you can weigh off what you want, add your essential oils or fragrance oils, and then package them up. So I am going to weigh off 20 ounces. All right. In this first batch I'm making, I'm using a fragrance oil blend called Clarity. And I usually get most of my fragrance oil blends from that eCalc or EOCalc site. And it's a great site. It tells you exactly what is a safe usage level. It tells you how much to use for like a mild, strong, medium scent load. It's really nice. I am not good at blending essential oils and coming up with something that smells anywhere close to being decent. I'm just not good at the essential oil game. You can see those essential oils loosen that up. Look how loose that is now. Isn't that crazy? All right, I'm not sure how many of these I'm going to be able to make since I increased my batch size. So I'm just going to take, I should get about 8. Oops, look at that. I was able to get 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 9. I was able to get 9 of my 2-ounce tins and 7 little 5-gram pots out of that first batch. without too much, you know, left over. So that was good. Then I had to heat this up because it got really thick. Way, 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 way too thick. So I'm going to measure off in my next clean container another 20 ounces. Okay, so in here I have 20 ounces. And then here, I'm looking at my notes. This is called Seascape. This is probably one of my favorite essential oil blends I've ever made. It's not like I came up with it. I still got it off that e-calc. But it's called Seascape if you want to look it up. But it's rosemary, lemon, eucalyptus, and cedarwood. Now the actual, I'm going to go ahead and stir this in. The actual Seascape calls for lemongrass, which I will do in my soaps. I have like a bar soap and a liquid soap. But lemongrass isn't skin safe for deodorants, so I just subbed out lemon, which is. So I just made that little swap, and yeah, that's what's in here. And I really, really like this one. I gotta try to keep these separated back here on my back shelf my back counter, to make sure that I'm not getting them mixed up. And you want this to be fluid to pour, but not so runny that like all the powders sink. You want it to be cool enough to suspend all the powders we put in here. So I think I may have gotten it a little warm. While I'm waiting for this to cool down, I'm just going to go ahead and get the next one ready to go. This is my last batch. So this last batch I'm making is called Agave Nectar from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It's really good. And this is an odor neutralizing fragrance, which I thought was kind of interesting. But everybody loves this scent. I am going to maybe have to make this into a lotion as well, because it's just so popular. Men, women, it doesn't matter. It's just a very, very good scent. So I broke down and bought a camera, guys. I did it. I wasn't going to. I was going to give myself a year. My son Chase is like, Mom, you know yourself. He was like, there's no way you're going to wait a whole year to get a camera. He knows me a little too well, I think. I did. I got it. It's not, I don't have it yet. I ordered it. Let's say that. I ordered it. It should be in next week. We'll see. I was just like, I just can't help myself. It's kind of crazy. All right. But that's going to take me, I have these lights that I can't seem to figure out because the shadows are driving me crazy. And then I'm going to throw a camera in the mix and have to start all over. So, yeah. There's that. Okay, and last but not least, I'm ready to package up the agave nectar. Oh gosh, this smells so good, guys. If you've never tried a deodorant balm, can I just say, you should really try them. Okay, I have everything packaged now in their tins. So every tin has 2 ounces. So 2 ounces is a pretty decent amount, and it should get each user at least 1 month of use. And if you haven't tried a deodorant balm, I would just suggest that you go out and try one because they're so great. Here, I'll show you mine. I kind of gummed up the top of it, but it's just so, I'm not gonna put that much on my hands, but I'll just show you. It absorbs immediately. There's no sticky, there's no greasy residue. I mean, it's almost like a lotion or a moisturizer that you put on your armpits, and there's nothing there. It's so great. So I am so excited that I spent the money to purchase this formulation because I'm not changing a thing. I love it. Anyway, I'm going to go work on my labels. I have to create all new labels from scratch because I used to create my labels on my Silhouette machine. So I'll just show you my agave nectar from my old, make sure it's not upside down. That's my old agave nectar. Let's see, here's my old seascape. With my Silhouette, I could create any size circle I wanted. So it was great. I don't want to turn it upside down too much, but I could create any size circle I wanted. I wasn't limited, whereas with Canva now I'm limited to, well, I buy my labels on Online Labels, and so I think I have a 3-inch, which would be too big. So then I have to go down to, I think it was either a 2 or 2.5 inch. I have to go make sure what I bought, which will probably be a little small. And it's like, it makes me almost want to go back to Silhouette and just fight it, but I am not fighting that machine anymore. It is the worst program. I loved it. I mean, I really do. I really love being able to create my labels any size I want, but it lags so bad. It crashes all the time. I was wasting so much time trying to get my labels created, let alone printing out the circles. That was a whole other fight because it wouldn't read my registration marks and wouldn't cut my circles. I'm over it, so now I'm just doing Online Labels and using Canva to create my labels. So I have to go create all new labels. Yay! Fun. Okay, so it's been about a week and a half since I was last taping, and I just wanted to show you my final labels. So here is Seascape, and I think the 2-inch labels are fine. They look just fine. There's Clarity. I have my ingredient label in the back. I don't think you can see that very well. And then Agave Nectar. But big news is my solid deodorants. I have struggled with these for so long, and then it just kind of hit me. I'm so stupid sometimes. It just hit me. I have a wonderful formulation that works better than anything I've ever made. So I tweaked it and I came up with my solids. And these things are great. The consistency's perfect. It works just as good. It's the same basic formulation. I just made it a little sturdier, and there is improved and working great deodorant sticks, solid deodorants. So excited. So I get to have both. I get to offer both. The people that like the balm can have it. The people that want the solids have a really good product. So I'm so excited. I mean, I'm just so stinking excited that I finally, thought to just take this formulation and do a little bit of something. I think it was cetyl alcohol. I added cetyl alcohol or more cetyl alcohol, and it just gave it just enough to really make a perfectly smooth, easy apply, great formula, solid deodorant. So I'm super, super happy about that. So I just wanted to share that. That was a year and a half of struggle on those solids, and now I feel really, really proud of the product I'm putting out. So anyway, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.